Nobody can deny what Nigerians are suffering now. Even the queue, the hold up, the costs of food commodities is getting out of reach of an average Nigerians. People are suffering to get to the place of work, and even to come back becomes more stress and pressure. As a young man, how do you feel?
It's ridiculous. Nigeria. I cry for Nigeria silently. I was going to work yesterday morning and I saw the queue at Mobile Filling Station, just here, close to Tantalizers. I saw a queue from the said filling station getting to Guinness. It was ridiculous. It was outrageous. What a country, Nigeria. I was in a bus. I was going to work. I was in a local transport bus going to work. But I was like, I didn't be that I have a car and I need fuel. Will I be able to queue? Seeing the length of the queue, it was unbelievable. It was really, really unbelievable. They queued from the filling station. The queue was from the filling station itself to almost getting to the filling station. The side filling station is at Ogba, but it was almost getting to Agege, getting to Ikeja. It was outrageous. I've never seen. It's an unseen. It's an unseen. It was an unseen view. I didn't believe it, and not that these people we even see the fuel to buy because all others too are there. Black market people too are there, and that's their opportunity. I was like, it's unbearable at this century. Starting with our president, you are the commander in chief, GCFR of Nigeria. Please look into this. Not just Lagos, everywhere. NUC, TUC, NLC, TUC. They are having this protest now because they are fighting for as we average citizens of
And the
Nigeria.
president said, come out to say that he's not going to open the borders. That means, of course, more sufferings for Nigeria if the local production cannot feed Nigerians.
Yes,
Let's say about 5% local production,
yes, sir.
which means 95% is needed to source out from other states.
Yes, of course, sir. The hardship is in the country is getting out of hand. Yes, the hardship going on in the country, from cost of living to get a house is even outrageous now. To even eat, at least before you eat, for a common Nigerian man to eat. People used to manage okay three, okay, some people even short it to like two times daily, food 2 times. Now, even the one gone is very hard to buy. The cost of everything is high.
Which
Even
means
this pure water
Nigerians have
drinking.
not seen the worst.
Yes, of course. The way I see it is even good. If there's another word for worst in Nigeria, as in if about Nigeria, it is going to get to that. It's pathetic because Nigeria is a giant. We are known for the giant, like being the giant of Africa. So why are we acting like a ant, just a ant? Why are we acting like that? It's crazy. It's outrageous.
So people have been
People are,
expecting the president to call off, to lift the ban for importation of rice. But unfortunately, the hope was dashed when he said, no going back, we are not opening the borders.
yes.
It means Nigerians to go and hang themselves and prepare for something bigger than the worst.
Can you imagine? They promised us hope. Where is the hope? Is it as a president? Is that the kind of hope you give? As a president, you come out, national TV, address we Nigerians, address us that put you there, that fight for you. That's how to represent a good country.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure welcoming you, sir. Amidst cry and for hunger and protests across Nigeria state, the president has come out to say that whatever happens, that is not going to open the borders. And the customs claim they are seizing rice from those smugglers and yet sharing it. But where are they sharing it? Why should the government be so adamant, to respond to the cravings and crying of her population, of her citizens? In the midst of these current realities, people are hungry, families are going hungry without eating, people are dying because of hunger, there are protests rocking the long temperature of this country, yet the president of Nigeria insists that no backing down in the opening of the borders.
Well, the president has his reasons for saying that. Whether his reasons are tenable, whether it is right or not, is another question. But my own understanding of what the president meant might be that he was saying that to protect local producers. I think I was thinking that was he thought. I might be wrong, but I think his refusal to open the border might be to protect local producer of food materials in Nigeria. But if you look at the situation critically, there are situations whereby if what you are producing locally is not enough to go around the whole country, it's not too bad if you open your border to bring in the remaining that will complement what you are producing in your locality. It's not a bad idea if you open your border and bring in the shortfall that will make up the required amount you require to meet up with what your country requires. But if the government is not saying they are not opening the borders, as far as I'm concerned, since we have a shortage from our local production, there's reason for the government to take a second look of trying to see that they bring in the required amount that needed to make up what we actually require from from foreign supply. It's not a bad idea. I'm not saying they should open border to bring in everything they make. If you determine that it's only 50% we are able to produce locally, we are shortage of 50, remaining 50%. They can bring in 50% from foreign countries through our borders and provide the required to meet up with what we need. But you don't say completely, if you open the borders, you don't allow anything to come in. I don't think I agree with it. In as much as I support that local producers should be protected, that does not mean that if local producers are not providing what they require, the amount we require, the government should tamper with bringing the remaining quantity from foreign resources from country to augment what was the shortfall. That's my position on that.
Now the question is, are the senators, Nigerian senators, House of Representatives, the presidency, the president of Nigeria eating local rice? Are their foods locally produced? So why are they deceiving Nigerians? Why are they making Nigeria life so weak, difficult for Nigerians? Is Tinubu eating local rice in Asarok? Are the senators eating local rice in Asarok? This is double standard. Nigeria are importing virtually everything. Now, why should they stop the importation of food, which has a direct bearing on the masses of this country? You import even toothpick, you import the clothes, substandard clothes, used clothes, electronics. So why should they shut borders on the basic staple foods that we get directly to the masses?
See, if I must tell you the truth, if you go from one shop to another, I'm here to see a locally produced rice.
God bless you.
That's the truth. The way I spoke in the first instance was that shutting border is meant to protect local producers so that the local producer will not be shut out of business. But the reality of it is that there is no physically produced rice in any of our shops. Even the so-called rice we eat in our shops, we buy it from our shops, they are still the foreign rices. They are still the foreign rice. All over we have in our local shops. Go to any local shop where rice is being sold in Nigeria. You can never find any local rice being sold. All the rice you find in the shops are still foreign rice. These are the ones that have escaped or that got into the land to our borders by whatever means you can talk about it. Probably by compromise of the custom at the border post, or by routing the products through some unknown route into Nigeria public. So the truth of it is that the rice we are buying in Nigeria are still local, are still foreign rice, not local rice. So since this is the case, why government didn't just succumb to the fact that by closing the borders, the rice are still finding their way into the Nigerian market.
Because there is no local rice anywhere. People are not farming. Insecurity could not even allow people, the farmers, to go to farm. It's quite unfortunate.
I'm even telling you, take your samples, go to every different shops where you sell rice, pick out any locally produced rice that you find in the shops. You will find it. The rice you find in the shops are the rice from the foreign countries. They are the one that you find in display in any local shops. So where does government come to conclusion that we have a locally produced rice in our shops? We don't have it. All the rice we have are foreign based rice. In our local shop, that's what we buy. That was this sold to us. That was consumed. So as much as this is what is available in our local shops, government should come to reality that that the shops, I mean, government should come to reality that what they think they are preventing from coming in is already here in our country. It's high time they make it liberal, they make it liberalized, they make it open, so that people bring it freely.
Honestly, because the customs are taking undue advantage of that to confiscate rice from the masses and resell it. Yes, and resell it. Because when they say they are selling, where are they selling it? What is the criteria for selling it to the masses? It's quite unfortunate that the customs are now dealers, rice dealers in Nigeria.
Hello, sir. What I'm saying is that because there's a corruption in the system, because the whole system is a corrupt system, that is why customers are taking advantage of seizing rice from people. They don't seize every rice that comes to Nigeria. They seize some, they allow some, they compromise and allow some to come to Nigeria. That is why we see our foreign rice in all our local shops. I just told you there's no local shop, there's no local rice, no our point of sales of rice all over Nigeria. The rice we have are foreign based rice in all our point of sales and shops everywhere in Nigeria. So because government has created avenue for custom to seize the rice, that's why they seize some, they allow some to come in. Otherwise, how do we have this same rice in local shops? All the rice we have in local shops are foreign based rice. No one locally produced so government is creating good business for custom to exploit Nigerians in the name of saying they are seizing our imported rice, which is not. They are imported our imported rice, which is not. It's not. They are not seizing imported rice. They are not seizing some. And greater life percentage of those who can bribe them, they allow it to come to the market, and that's what we have in our local market. So government is giving the custom opportunity to exploit, to make more money by taking a double standard, seizing some rice and let some to come in. So but until government is able to liberalize the system, make it open, whoever wants to come in with rice, go and buy, pay your duties. People will not be smuggling it. Those who that came in by hard process, by hard way, that's why it's going for a higher price, because it's coming through in a legal way, and whoever risks to bring it to Nigeria will sell it at a high cost, because it's not free. If you are lucky and you are caught, it will be confiscated. So for taking that risk to bring it in, they will sell at an exorbitant price. That's what's happening.
Honestly, can we at this time admit and submit that the president of this government is callous and of course has no empathy for the sufferings and the plight of Nigerians? It is becoming almost impossible or very extremely difficult for Nigerians to survive. Your take on this, and how do you expect Nigerians to react if the government can shove its bowels of mercy or consideration over the plight of her citizens?
You see, when you say the government is callous, as I said earlier, there are some good intention you can read the government actions. Government actions when they present the action, there are some good intention you can suspect, but how realistic is this good intention? When they say they are closing borders, that intention will mean that they don't want local producers to be shut out of market. They want local producers to still be in the production of producing food. That's a good intention of saying I will open border for food production for food production. But the truth about it is that the food we are producing locally is really in our local market. Like rice, for example, our local rice is not our local. Like I've said, it's not our local shops. It is still the government. It's still the foreign. It's still the foreign rice that dominates all our sales points, all our local shops. So in this sense, government should now see that, like I've spoken earlier, that the shortage that is not being able to be provided by local producers, government should allow importation of such quantity of those percentage to come in and augment and complement the one we locally produce, so to speak, which I don't even believe there's any locally produced rice except for other produce, except for other food produce. So government should do that. So as much as I don't know where to stand between the serving government as being callous, I mean patriotic, I only appeal to their conscience that they should allow those percentages we are able to produce locally, unless they come in and meet up and provide the remaining percentage that will make up what we actually require, what we actually need. So I don't want to fall to the temptation of calling them callous, but they should reasonable and face the reality and know that if you are producing 10% of your country and you require 100%, it's a common sense that you must source for the remaining 90% elsewhere to make sure your country does not go hungry. But if you are now rigidly saying that you close your eyes to sourcing for the remaining 90% elsewhere, I mean that's not realistic. That's why I don't know whether you say they are callous. I agree with you to say they are callous or not. I will use the word they should be realistic of the current situation of the reality of what is on ground. That good, if they say we are producing food produce locally, good, but the percentage we are producing, the current reality is that it cannot meet up with the what we want. And so they should then now come to reality that the remaining percentage of which is a shortage, of which is a shortfall, should be sourced elsewhere. That's realistic of the matter. That's what I want government to do. They should not be rigid that no, we will open the border.
It's detriment of the market.
No, it shouldn't be so. They should be realistic that even though they are doing this thing to protect the local producers cannot meet up with what is supplied to the market. There's a shortfall. There's a shortfall. There's a shortage. That shortage will be solved from external sources. That's realistic and what government to do. Not to be rigid that we open the border. So if you think your own stand is that by not opening the border, they are callous, well, you may be right. But I will use the word they be realistic to the reality of ground that the insurgency has driven people away from the farm. Insecurity has driven away from the farm. Cost of bringing their produce from the farm to the public market has gone skyrocketed. Transportation has gone skyrocketed because of the removal of subsidy. A lot of factors have made the price of foodstuff not to be available to Nigerians again. So if government is now looking the other way of bringing the shortage from other sources, it's a good development. That will be a good development because insurgency has driven away farmers from their farm. Bandits, insurgents, kidnappers are driven away farmers from their farms. As removal of subsidy from petroleum has skyrocketed the prices of petroleum products, which is petroleum cost that bring food from the farm to the market. All these factors should compel government to bring extra requirements from external sources so that the whole country will not go hunger. That's the realistic side of the matter I want government to look into, not not by necessarily say maybe they are callous or not.
Thank you so much for your wonderful submissions.